Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Shelly. A couple products I wanted to use. I've been holding off on using them, which is sometimes something that I do when I know I'd rather film with them, and I just kind of put them on my filming table, and then when I get time. So I'm in full-on avoidance of shoveling snow right now, which means I am bringing to you guys some products from Sigma that I haven't used on camera. I haven't ever actually used them. I picked up the Magnifique eyeshadow palette. This to me looked awfully similar to the Natasha Denona Mini Love palette. So I figured we'd kind of put the two side by side and just sort of see what they look like, if they are even anywhere near close. And then when I made a Sigma order, I think this was at the same time, I actually picked up the Sculpt palette and I picked up a blush palette. So we've got a couple things here. I'm gonna go back in also to the lipsticks that came with the Cinderella collection. And I figured we'd just put on some makeup and just see what they look like. I don't know. And I'm hoping, these palettes are like 49 bucks a piece. So I'm hoping that they're gonna work really well. What's already on my face, because I've got some things already on, I did use the e.l.f. Putty Primer. This one's the acne fighting. I don't really have an acne breakout, but a couple days ago I noticed I had like one dot, and then the next day I had like another dot, and I was like, I don't really like how that's been going, so I've been using this ever since. I did put a little bit of the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, just a little bit right in here, just to kind of neutralize things, tiny bit. I do have the Thank Me Later eyeshadow primer on. It is a translucent primer, and everybody raves about this. It's actually kind of viral on Amazon. I picked it up not too long ago, and I really liked it, and then I packed it in some of my work pack makeup stuff, so then I had to buy another one to use at home. And then this is kind of the star of the show. This is the Tint Eatle Ultra Wear Makeup Stick with Sunscreen from Lancome. I have it in shade 320 Bisque. This is like my perfect shade. And I've had this stick for a while. It's probably even potentially, look, it's almost gone. It's potentially expired, but it's still performing so well. I applied it with a damp beauty sponge and my skin looks and feels so good. I started using a couple other different foundations and my skin just looked like trash. So we're back to this. I love the way it looks on my skin. I love the way it wears. It's an oldie but a goodie. It's not new, right? So let's try this Sigma Sculpt palette. Might as well get into it because that was a heck of a long intro here. This is what the palette looks like. I don't think I need the box anymore. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it. And it looks like a bronzer contoury type palette, which is what I was looking for. So I'm just going to grab, I have a bunch of other brushes that are actually being, we're drying them right now. So I think I might use this one right here, which is called Faking It. I've got Faking It. I'm going to kind of use maybe to sort of see if I can get some cheekbones here. So yeah, we have a bunch of snow outside. That's challenging, but I was able to get my son to school on time this morning, and I even shoveled the walks a little bit. And then by the time I got home, it needs to be shoveled again. So now I'm avoiding the shoveling. I'll do it later on, but so instead of shoveling again, I actually came inside and did yoga because we didn't make it to the gym this morning. I'm hoping that we'll get more consistent with that. We were supposed to start doing sort of meal prep. I didn't do that. Okay, so that's actually, it's perfect. I wouldn't change that at all. I'm gonna go in for a little bit more just down here, just to kind of minimize some of that a little bit. Remember the first time I was in, I want to think an Ulta in Honolulu, and I had some time to kill, so I popped in. I was picking up something. I ended up buying the NARS blushes, but the gal that was doing my makeup had told me that she used to actually be a makeup artist for Lady Gaga. I don't know if that's true or not. Anyway, super chatty, nice gal. She's the first one that kind of started contouring my jowls a little bit, and then I went, oh, I should probably do that. Okay, I'm gonna grab a little highlighter brush, and I'm gonna, I think I wanna actually use, this is not too, yeah, some of these are a little too, like that one's too rosy, that one's too gold. I'm gonna go into the lightest one here and just put a little bit right here, nose a little bit. I don't really wanna do like a highlighter situation on my cheeks today. It doesn't work from home day. I probably don't even need to be using, you know, the good stuff, but if you're not gonna use it when you're at home, don't save the good stuff, right? All right, let's try the blush palette. Let's take a look at this. So the funny thing about the Sculpt palette is I must have like half asleep ordered because I'd ordered, I thought I went to order this eyeshadow palette was the one that I really wanted. and I knew I'd wanted the Sculpt face palette, but apparently I made 2 separate orders and I didn't realize I'd made the first one. So the first one I ordered, I had 2 Sculpt palettes, a blush palette, and I can't remember something else. The second order, the one that I knew that I was cognizant enough to make the order, I had the blush palette, the cheek palette, and the eyeshadow, which means I ended up with 3 of the Sculpt palettes. So I gave 1 to my daughter and 1 to my stepdaughter. Merry Christmas. Okay, this is the blush palette. And because the eyeshadow is more on the plummy purpley side, I'm gonna actually try this brighter color just a little bit down here. I wanna see what that looks like on my skin tone. Yeah, I don't mind that. This is a really pretty palette. I think there's a lot of variety in here. And you really only have, this is the only one that reads as being any kind of shimmer, which bodes well for texture. Yeah, I don't mind that. It kind of almost looks like how the Drama Class purple cream blush from Fenty kind of looks like that on my skin. It's okay. I'm actually going to go into this darker shade right here too and just kind of do a little bit more up here. Still doing the layering of blushes, I guess. You know what? If I'm putting this much effort into my makeup, I probably ought to film some work videos because I need to do that too. I don't need to. It's not expected of me, but I have some things that probably would be beneficial to do that. All right, so let's take a look at these eyeshadow palettes. There's a little bit of glare on it. This is kind of cool. I think it's $25, which is the same price as the Natasha Denona palette. This one actually comes with one of Sigma's fantastic brushes. It's only a single-sided brush. Sometimes you get their larger palettes and it actually comes with a 2-sided brush. And then the palette is in a separate box as well. It does have 6 shades. Myth, Obsession, Seduction, Eatle, Alchemy, and Intrigue. And as one would say, Très Magnifique. And that's what the palette looks like. It is larger than the Natasha Denona one. Natasha Denona palette, Love palette, Mini Love palette, only has 5 shades, so you get an extra one. The one that really strikes me as being drastically different is this brown. We don't really have that in the Natasha Denona palette. We do have a mauve color. This dark middle shade here reminds me a lot of this dark middle shade in here. And on the Sigma palette, you really do have more of a neutral bend. Like these shades right here, you've got kind of like a shimmery taupe. You've got a super dark, like espresso brown matte. You've got a gold shimmer, and you've got kind of a mid-tone brown. And then to throw in it, you've got this beautiful berry and another almost like a raspberry shimmer. On the Natasha palette, you end up with this duochrome down here, which sometimes reads as gold and sometimes reads more as a raspberry, a matte mauve color, a dark. The tone in here leans more purple than it does espresso. And then you've got a champagne highlighter and then another kind of like mid-tone pink shimmer. So this one you end up with 3 shimmers and 2 mattes. This one you end up with 3 shimmers and 3 mattes. I wanted to kind of just sort of look at these side by side and just sort of see if we could figure out if there were any duplicates, if they were a similar color story. I'm pretty sure that the Sigma one came out sometime after the Mini Love palette. And as you actually look at these shades, there we go, camera adjusted, and if you look, they really are drastically different color stories and shades. So if you had one and you were thinking that they were dupes, doesn't appear to me to be dupes. So, other thing about Sigma brushes, I have a collection of them. I've bought them over the years. I think the Sigma brushes became my first sort of real expensive brush purchases. I've purchased a lot of Morphe brushes and a lot of ColourPop brushes, and what I find is that because they are, let's see if I've got an example here. All right, here's an example of, this is a Morphe brush. Yeah, this is a Morphe brush. So if you notice, it's a painted wood handle, and when I wash them, sometimes they end up getting tossed in my sink until I have time to come in and wash them, and I find that the paint chips off. So that's frustrating. There's been a number of them I've thrown away. The brush themselves are fine. They're secure still in whatever this neck piece is called. There's a name for it, I'm just drawing a blank. But then the actual paint chips off, and that's frustrating because then it looks janky, and then you look down and you've got like a big chunk of paint sitting on your makeup table. So anyway, thought I'd point that out. The Sigma brushes that I've had, because I reach for them so much. Here's a Sigma brush that is fantastic. This is the Domed Blending E43. And this does have like a painted feel, and I don't know if it's painted or if it's plastic, but none of my Sigma brushes have the paint peeling off of them. And I really like these kind of metallic looking ones as well. They're a comfortable brush. They're very soft, very easy to use. They're just a nice quality brush. So as far as, you know, the Morphe and the ColourPop, I find that they don't last as long for me. I think initially they're fantastic and then they don't last as long. The brushes that I really love are going to be like the BH Cosmetic brushes. I love those brushes. I've talked about them in several videos already, so I'm not going to go into like the in-depth whatever. But if you're looking for a budget set of brushes, check out the BH one. Don't be shy about ordering it from their website either, because I think they're really good. One of my lip products is actually not the Cinderella. This is the one from Cinderella. And then I have another one, but we're just putting this on because it was sitting here in front of me and I felt like I needed something else on my lips. So let's take a look at this palette. I'm actually going to start with the brush that they give you. I'm going to go into the mid-tone matte brown in here called Intrigue. And I figured we would just put some eyeshadow on and just see how it looks. You're too far away, aren't you? Hold on. Okay, got you a little bit closer. I didn't get any of this stuff in PR. I don't get most products in PR. I actually spend quite a bit of money on all of this stuff. Try out, test out. One of the things that's kind of important on this channel is to find products that actually work for real women. Whether you're a lady of a certain age, whether you're on a budget, whether you're not, whether you're a magpie when it comes to shiny, high-end stuff. At the end of the day, if it doesn't work for us, then it's just a complete waste of money. Nobody's coming through and seeing our collection, right? So it's not like they're on display. It's really meant for our use. I'm gonna go into this purple right here. When I first started really paying attention, I think when I first started with YouTube, to me, YouTube was a place you went to for music videos, or a place you went to for maybe you want to figure out how to do something. I need to figure out how to do X, so that's when I go to YouTube. That was my first kind of introduction to YouTube. Once I stumbled across makeup videos and saw different techniques and how people were doing it, I became intrigued by that. And then I felt like there was kind of a trend moving away from application or tutorials. And I don't really do tutorials because I'm not a makeup artist. I don't feel qualified to do tutorials. I can just tell you what I wear. I kind of pay attention to what I like and what annoys me about some certain channels. And the ones where the YouTube, the beauty guru, is super almost snotty and sort of talks down and sort of, I don't know. When I hear that, I get a little turned off because what I'd rather have is just someone more conversational. So I started the channel because I felt like I wasn't finding what I wanted to watch. And that's not everybody's cup of tea. Some people want to come to YouTube to learn something. And a lot of my hobbies, I know I'm really strong at. I know that I'm not bad at makeup, but I feel like there's always so much to learn. And you guys probably know just as much. I assume you guys know just as much as I do, or have had access to the same resources that I have, or have been playing with makeup as long as I have. So I'm not teaching you guys anything. It's more like we're just playing. We want to see, can we get multiple looks out of the same palette? Does it work for us? I'm going to go into this dark shade here. I'm using the same brush that came in the kit. I find that when I am looking at channels, I look for personality. Do I relate to them in some way? I look for, does it look like somebody's, I don't know. I get distracted by backgrounds. Now, my background is frankly a little cluttered because I've got this like wall of palettes behind me. And I started off where I just had like a curtain. I do have a green screen I could use. I'm just a little out of space in the house that I currently live in. I have one room that I would love to film in, but it's far too dark. There's just no way. And then in my office, it's just too much of a study. Like there's a wall of books. And I don't know that a wall of books means any more than a wall of palettes. So I've been thinking about, can I rearrange this space here? Do I want to have a blank wall behind me? I don't have enough space where I can put my table in the middle of the room and have a cute little shelf or something behind me. I just don't have that kind of space in this house. And I got completely distracted. When I started this channel, I really wanted just a safe space that we could kind of get together, and nobody was talking down anybody else on, because that's just doesn't make us feel good. Okay, now I'm at a crossroads. Do I want to do this sort of raspberry shimmer, or do I want to do the taupe? Oh, you know what? We're going to do both. We're going to take so Myth is the kind of raspberry shimmer. Putting that over here. When I originally started this channel, I thought it was going to be more lifestyle, and some of my interests and some of the things that I know I'm really good at. Like, I'm a really, really solid, good traveler. And I thought that was something that maybe there would be beneficial properties to other people. And then COVID, and then, you know, it just didn't really work out like that. And so I find myself, you know, really into predominantly a beauty channel, which I love because I love makeup and I'm obsessed with makeup. So I guess my question to you, this is kind of where I was going with all this. My question to you is, what are your, if you would, please do me a huge favor. Leave me a comment down below and tell me what your top pet peeves are with channels. Is there certain things about them that would absolutely drive you mad? I know for me, poor lighting is a bad thing. Sometimes audio quality is a bad thing. Sometimes their voices are like fingernails on a blackboard. That'll make me drop a channel. So I would like to know from you guys, what are things that would actually cause you to unsubscribe from a channel? Because I want to make sure I don't annoy people. The things that annoys me about my own channel is that I find myself being self-deprecating. And I originally intended that as a way to just humble myself. And now I find myself just annoyed that I'm apologizing all the time. And I don't know how to break myself of that. Because I wanted to let you guys know, when you come to this channel, I wanted to let you know, I don't purport to be an expert. I don't purport to know everything. I think there are people that go out on a limb and say that they know everything there is to know about stuff. I'm not going to use this gold. I'm going to save that for another day. I'm going to go back into this shimmer here just on it's like the taupe one. I'm just taking it on a brush so that it can be a little softer. There are people that come across as being experts and they're not really. I don't know. I guess I just don't like being talked down to. So I wanted my channel to be a safe place that we could sit and talk about makeup, and we could kind of see what we liked and what we didn't like, and we could discuss whether or not things were good purchases. I'm just going back into that same concealer I was using earlier because I still have those glasses mark, and it's super frustrating. And there are certain YouTubers that I love, but I will never be as cool as them. Like Alex in LA. Yeah, I've never been, nor will I ever be as cool as she is. I feel like I need to change up that blush a little bit here. I'm gonna go back into the darker shade on the blush and just kind of beef that up a little bit. So I love her vibe. She's so chill, and I think she's just like the coolest. I will never be that girl. As much as I would love to say that I could try, I'm not gonna be her. Okay, I feel like I need a little, do I need eyeliner? I've got a Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On eyeliner Perversion. I'm just gonna put a little bit of it right here. I felt like I needed something kind of anchor. I guess I'm asking you guys, take a moment if you could, if you made it this far, and tell me what your big annoyances are with YouTube channels. Are there ones that you would kill, you know, drop because something about the creator, the content creator that is irritating to you? Is it quantity? Like when I first started this channel, I was posting 3 to 4 days a week. And then in 2021, I dropped it down to 2 days a week, occasionally a third, but pretty consistently 2 days a week. In the month of December, I bumped it back up to 6 videos. I need to put some mascara on, to 6 videos a week. And that was a lot, but I had a lot of content that I had filmed and then hadn't edited. So you saw some of that. This is the MAC Magic Extension Mascara. And I don't love it, but it's conveniently located. I'm kind of all over on this, you guys. I apologize for that. And you guys are important to me. I say that at the end of my videos, but the reality is that you matter. Anyway, I guess what I'd love for you guys is if you tell me what annoys you so much that it would cause you guys to drop a channel. I'm gonna use a little of the e.l.f. HD. This is the yellow. It says the yellow corrector. I don't know what it's correcting, but I really like the finish I get with this. It's kind of a high-low day, I guess. Anyway, I appreciate your guys' honest feedback. I know some of you guys came here because I did a giveaway, and the fact that you stuck around, I love. My nail tutorial that I did like a double dip nail tutorial a couple years ago now. Those continuously get more views than anything else. But I think it's because there's just not many people that have done it. Everybody does makeup videos, right? This is the Hourglass Veil setting spray. Love this. Babbling here, you guys. I'm so sorry. I couldn't find some of the content that I was looking for. I didn't find people that I could relate to that would just talk to me you know, as opposed to talking down to me. So I set out to create a channel that was like that, and I have not been perfect. I've struggled with application, I've struggled with products, I've struggled with videography, I've struggled with lighting. I've learned as I've gone, and nobody taught me how to do this. So I still have a lot to learn. I've dabbled in, like, I'll grab an idea from somebody that I like on their channel and try to incorporate it into mine. And after a while, it just doesn't feel organic. It doesn't feel authentic. What I originally set out for here was maybe not the most popular thing in the world to do, maybe not the most trendy, maybe not the most successful, but it was something that I felt like something, it was something that I would watch. I tend to watch YouTube videos while I'm getting ready in the morning. Sometimes I create YouTube videos while I'm getting ready in the morning. Sort of safe space that we could just chill and relax and discover shit out on our own. And I don't know if there's a successful way of doing that. I keep shaking this light because my tripod is up against the edge of this table and it should not be. I don't know why it got moved. Okay, the stuff that annoys the holy crap out of me. Does that annoy you guys too? Do I do things that annoy the crap out of you? Like the apologizing and the disclaimers, those annoy me. When I say them, they annoy me. But I feel like I need to have the disclaimer out here. And maybe I just need to stop. I've been doing this channel for over 2 years now. Maybe I just need to stop with the, I'm not a makeup artist. I don't really know what I'm doing. Because maybe that's not why you guys are here. Maybe it's just really to play with the products and just see. I hope that's why you're here, but I don't really know. If you've made it this far into my Babble Fest, would love to get some feedback from you guys. A comment on what annoys you about YouTube channels or what would cause you to bolt from somebody. What are some aspects that really draw you in? Is it a particular type of content? I know some of you guys love the unboxing. I get a little bored with the unboxings, frankly. I've had some YouTube channels that I absolutely adored, and they became largely unboxing videos, and then it was just like, I can't I can't keep looking at that. And how many different ways can you talk about a subscription ad nauseum? It was too much. I wanted more variety, so I try to have a little bit of variety here. I don't know what the answer is. I absolutely adore you guys. I care about you. I hope you stick around. I hope that we can have a conversation. And I mean that sincerely. I hope you guys are thriving. I hope you guys are doing really well. I hope your families are healthy and self-actualized. I mean, there's not a greater wish for me than for you guys to have all that you want, all that you need, all that you deserve. I'm gonna get out of your hair because this video has now gone on for a ridiculously long amount of time, and I don't know why. If you guys are at all interested in this, I don't have a code. I don't work for Sigma. I'm not an affiliate, so I don't have a code. There are ones out there. Definitely find one if that makes a difference to you. I think you can get Sigma at Sephora. I tend to just purchase it from the Sigma site. They do have sales and discounts, and the brushes are good. If you're looking for brush recommendation and you've got the coin to spend on good brushes, I would try that. I like the palette. I don't like the component as much as the Natasha Denona one. I like these little plastic palettes. These ones here, it is a magnetic closure, so I guess it does have that. But frankly, if I were going to travel with it, I would probably rubber band it just to make sure. The color story is great. I think covering up those two purples, I have a cool toned or neutral toned eyeshadow palette that I can get. I mean, with these 4 shades, I can get a variety of different instances covered. You throw a couple, you know, plummy, burgundy, raspberry shades in there, and I'm loving it. I love this kind of eyeshadow. Good stuff. So, long way to get to that. I apologize. I'm gonna let you guys go. I hope you guys are doing really well, and until my next video, bye for now.